Hello! If you have blocks, you can set them at the top of your mat, and we will start our class today in downward facing dog. And take a few breaths here to land. Maybe pedal up through the feet as you slowly press one heel down and then the other, beginning to establish a little more connection with the breath. Three breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. On your next inhale, begin to fill up, lift the heels. Exhale, energize the heels back down, let something go. On your next inhale, right leg will lift. You can bend your knee, maybe stack your hips, create a little more opening through this side. And take your time. We'll step the right foot between the hands, lower the back knee, Anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge. A few breaths here to settle. Maybe take a couple pulses with the hips, making sure right knee is stacked up over the right ankle. 2 more breaths here. And stay here longer if you need, or we'll add a half split. Straighten the front leg. You can plant the hands to blocks, maybe fingertips to floor, or option 2, airplane them behind you for a little extra balance challenge. A few breaths here will flow back and forth. So as you inhale, shift the weight back forward. You can sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, straighten the front leg, airplane the arms, or maybe plant the fingertips. About 2 or 3 more breaths here at your own pace. And if you're not already there, we'll meet in the half split Ardha Hanumanasana. Straighten the right leg. You can airplane the arms if you'd like. This time we'll tuck the left toes. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Shift the weight forward, lifting up off that back leg. And landing here, first time in the high crescent, so get out any little wobbles, reach down into the feet. And making sure shoulders stacked up over hips. And then active through both legs, so really press into the left heel. Then maybe bend your right knee, sink the hips a little deeper. 2 more breaths. Pyramid pose. You can keep the heel lifted if you'd like, or option 2, spin the back heel flat. Straighten the right leg as you reach the chest forward, send the hips back. Try to find length here through the spine. Fingertips, maybe find blocks or mat. A few breaths here, really lengthening through the chest, the hamstrings. And then still pressing through both legs. So think about drawing the right hip back, squaring the left hip forward. Soft bend in the right knee. And take another full breath in. And on your exhale, standing split. Plant the hands strong on the right leg, left leg begins to lift. A few breaths here, keep pressing down strong to the right leg as you lengthen that left heel up and back. Option 2, play with the balance, maybe one hand around the ankle or hands to prayer. And take another inhale. This time we'll find a twisted root. Cross that left leg behind the right, like a cross-legged forward fold. And bend your knees as much as you need. Maybe add blocks underneath the hands to bring the ground closer to you. Melt your chest down towards your thighs. Finding length here. Option 2, deepen. You can circle the hands or blocks over towards the right. 2 more breaths. When you feel ready, you can begin to unravel the legs. We'll meet in a ragdoll. Bring the feet about hip or shoulder distance apart. Let the head hang heavy. And then on your next inhale, we'll lift up to halfway Ardha Janasana. And on your exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back, Chaturanga, high to low plank. Breath into upward facing or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Other side, inhale, left leg will lift. You can bend your knee, stack your hips, any little movements that you'd like through this side. And then no rush. On your own time, we'll step the left foot between the hands, lower the back knee on Janiyasana, low crescent lunge. A few breaths here to settle, maybe heel toe the left foot forward, create some more space here for the hips. Any movements through the upper body if you'd like. About 2 or 3 more breaths here. And stay here longer if you'd like. As you're ready, we'll add the half split. Straighten the left leg. You can plant the fingertips down or maybe airplane them back behind you. Option 2, tuck the right toes for a little more stability. About 3 or 4 more breaths. Begin to flow back and forth if you'd like. You can go as fast or slow as you need. Maybe adding the arms as you sweep them up overhead. And as you exhale, you can sweep them back. About 1 or 2 more breaths. And next time you're in the half split, we'll pause here. You can airplane the arms if you'd like, tuck the right toes if you're not already there. This time, inhale, high crescent lunge. Shift the weight forward. Begin to lift up. You can reach the arms up overhead, stacking shoulders over hips. And on your exhale, can you soften through the shoulders, the hips? First time here, about 2 or 3 breaths. Any little movement that you need. And keep drawing the tailbone in as you tuck the tailbone down. And this time, pyramid pose. Straighten the left leg, send the hips back. Option 2, keep the back heel lifted, or you can lower it down for the pyramid pose. Begin to reach the chest forward as you send the hips back. Hands can frame the left foot or maybe reach down for blocks. Soft bend in the left knee. Keep drawing the left hip back as you press into the back foot to square the right hip forward. Think about reaching the collarbone towards the top edge of the mat. About 2 or 3 breaths here, finding that length through the spine and the hamstrings. And take another inhale. On your exhale, standing split. Strong on the left leg, right leg begins to lift. You can take blocks with you if you'd like. A few breaths here. Can you press through both legs strong as you melt your chest down towards your thigh? Maybe challenge the balance. You can float one hand or maybe both. 2 more breaths. And on your next exhale, twisted root. Cross the right leg behind the left, like that cross-legged forward fold. Soft bend the knees, plant the hands either to blocks or fingertips to floor. And then to deepen into that IT band, you can walk the hands or blocks over towards the left side. A few breaths here. When you feel about even, you can begin to unravel. We'll meet in our second set of a ragdoll. You can let the head hang heavy, maybe explore a different bind here. About 2 or 3 more breaths. And stay here longer if you'd like. When you're ready, we'll take an inhale to halfway lift. And on your exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back, chaturanga, high to low plank. Take a breath into upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Ujjayi breath in. Ujjayi breath out. We'll take this flow and add on. On your next inhale, right leg will lift. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. You can stay here, option for hurdler's pose. When you're ready, inhale, sweep it back 3-legged. Step the right foot between the hands, lower the back knee on Janiyasana, low crescent lunge. On your exhale, half split, Ardha Hanumanasana. Option 2, airplane the arms. Tuck the left toes behind you. As you inhale, high crescent lunge. Stack shoulders over hips. Take a full breath in. And on your exhale, pyramid pose. Straighten the right leg, send the hips back as you lengthen the chest forward. A few breaths here, soft bend in the knees, working that spine parallel towards the earth. This time, option 2, reach the arms forward, biceps by the ears. About 2 or 3 more breaths. Keep drawing the belly in. Soft bend the knees. As you reach through the crown of the head, send the hips back. Here's the change. Warrior 3. Option 2, keep the arms extended, maybe hands to prayer or airplane the arms. Or option to bring hands to blocks. A few more breaths here. Can you stay strong through both legs? And press a little more into the right leg to square the left hip down. 2 more breaths. Standing split. Release the hands if you're not already there. Lengthen that left leg up and back. And 2 times, we'll take a Shiva squat. So bend your knee, sink your hips. Left knee taps the right calf. Inhale, lengthen up, standing split. 1 more time, Shiva squat. Inhale, lengthen up. This time, low runner's lunge. Keep the hands planted as you step the left leg back in our low lunge. And then pausing here for a breath, can you press into the legs? Inhale, lengthen the crown of the head forward. And on your exhale, dragon twist. Left hand to mat or block, right fingers up towards the sky. About 3 or 4 more breaths here. You may choose to stay, or option 2, explore a side plank. Bringing that right leg up and over, you can take the side plank on forearms or knees. About 2 more breaths wherever you are. See if you can press down, lift up, maybe lift your gaze. 1 more inhale. And chaturanga on your exhale. Breath into upward facing. And breath out, downward facing. Full breath in. Open mouth, let it go. 2 more breaths, breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale. And exhale. All right, same thing, other side. On your next breath in, left leg will lift. And exhale, left knee to left elbow. Stay here, option for an arm balance. And when you're ready, send the left leg back, 3-legged dog. On your exhale, foot between the hands, lower the back knee, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, lifts you up, maybe lift your gaze. Exhale, half split, straighten the left leg, sweep the arms back to airplane if you'd like, and tuck the right toes. High crescent lunge. Inhale, bring tip to standing, stacking shoulders over hips. Take a full breath in. And take your time, pyramid pose. Straighten the left leg. See if you can keep the hips squared as you lengthen the chest forward. Keep drawing the belly in, working that chest parallel towards the mat. A few more breaths. Option 2, extend the arms forward for a little more strengthening. And biceps by the ears, can you invite a little more lightness through the jaw, the shoulders, as you reach a little bit further. 2 more breaths. And take your time. On your next exhale, warrior 3. Strong on the left leg, right leg begins to lift. Any arm variation that you'd like. About 3 more breaths here. Think about pressing through that right heel as if there's a wall behind you, and then engage the spinal muscles as you reach the crown of the head forward. 1 more full breath in. Standing split on the exhale. Release the hands, begin to melt the chest down. Take a full breath in. 2 times Shiva squat, bend your knees, sink the hips, exhale. 1 more time, inhale, lengthen out. And exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, standing split, reach that right leg up and back. Here's that change, low runner's lunge. Plant the hands, step the right leg back. Pause here for a breath, recenter, press down into the feet, engage through the core. And then when you're ready, dragon twist, right hand down, left fingers up towards the sky. Option 2, stay, or you can take the side plank. And stepping that left leg up and over this time, see if you can press down, lift your hips, maybe lift your gaze. Wherever you are, see if you can expand through the chest. One more full breath in. And on your exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Breath into upward facing dog. And this time we'll meet in child's pose. Lower the knees, send the hips back. And take a few breaths here, maybe close the eyes. And inhaling through the nose. And as you need to, open mouth, let it go. About 2 or 3 more breaths to reconnect. And feel free to stay here longer if you need. If you feel ready, inhale lifts you up through seated. And we'll sweep the legs forward. We'll meet in a seated forward fold. Extending the legs forward. If you have a blanket, you can place it underneath the hips, or option to roll up the mat a few times to elevate the hips. And before we fold, you can plant your hands on either side of the thighs. Press down, lift your hips, scoot them up and back. See if that gives you a little more space here in the spine, the hips. When you're ready, inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, reach the chest forward, nose to toes, chin to shin. About 5 to 6 breaths here. No rush. When you feel ready, we'll lift back up. And we'll take a reverse plank. You can plant the hands behind the hips. And plant the feet either for reverse tabletop or extend the legs out long and press into the heels. When you're ready, press into the hands, lift the hips. Gaze can stay forward, maybe bring it up overhead or take it back if it feels okay in the neck. Keep pressing strong through the legs, squeeze through the glutes. And then when you're ready, we'll release all the way down and we'll lower all the way onto our backs. You can hug your legs in towards the chest, maybe take a happy baby. A few breaths here just to even out. You can massage through the low back. Option for a twist. Any favorite twist, you can lower the legs over towards the left. And gaze can stay lifted, maybe let it fall over towards the right. About 4 more breaths. And taking your time, we'll take our twist towards the other side, lowering legs over towards the right. Gaze can stay lifted or maybe let it fall over towards the left. And then when you feel about even, we'll come back through center. Any last movements or poses that you'd like, maybe hugging the legs in towards the chest, or you can straighten the legs and hug the legs in for one last final hamstring stretch. And then on your own time, we'll meet in Shavasana. You can extend the arms and legs out long. We'll be here for about a minute. Feel free to pause the audio if you would like to be here longer. Otherwise, I'll be here to bring you back into the space when it is time. You may choose to stay here longer if you need. If you feel ready to come back to the surface, you can take a full breath in and empty the breath out. And we'll seal our class with a final breath. You may choose to stay exactly where you are, or maybe make your way up into a seat. And then as you're ready, take a full breath in, fill up through belly, ribs, chest, sip in a little more air. Open mouth, let something go. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my practice with you today, and I hope to be with you next time you're on your mat.